Hey guys, today we're going to have a look at the 2014 Chrysler Town & Country. Right off, this bold look lets you know that it is a Chrysler. And yes, it is a minivan, which kind of, you know, everyone's like, oh, it's a minivan, ugh, you know. Even I, to some degree, think it's a minivan. Everyone likes a minivan. But until you've owned or driven a Chrysler, you really don't know what sets it apart from just another minivan. On the road, it looks like another minivan. It looks like another, you know, something you would just go, ugh, you know. But on the inside, it's completely different, and it gives you a whole different look and feel. Now, just to get started, this vehicle is the Touring model. The Touring model is the lowest end model that they sell, with the least amount of features possible. Those features do include dual power sliding doors and a power opening hatch, as well as closing doors and the closing hatch. That's just a small look on the outside of everything this man has to offer, because on the inside is a whole new world of difference. You'll notice that this particular model, they did the tan on black kind of color. There is a tan on tan kind of color, but it looks really, in my opinion, really bad. I like the black a lot better. Black leather seats, black dash console thing. It does use the same key system that the Ram used. And there's the button. I didn't show it to you there. You got all your, I mean, it controls pretty much everything. Key in. Start it up, get some air conditioning going. It does have your auto dimming rear view mirror. Up top you've got some radio. These are your buttons to control your doors, same with what the keyless entry does. Here is the garage door opener. I'm going to turn the air down just a little bit. At some point my video decided to cut off, but we did get in the back seat and we had a look at the rear seat DVD player, which we will go do again, being it cut off. You can see the rear DVD, or the rear air controls as well, and 3 storage containers, as well as lights for the third row. We're in the back now, having a look at just everything to offer back here. It does have a built-in flashlight, which I have not really messed with, but the car charges the flashlight when it's not being used. This is the third row looking in to the second row, and then the first row. Doesn't have a whole lot of trunk space, but this actually goes way down, as you can see, to about my elbow. So there's a huge area of just downward space that you don't normally see. Folding down and up the seats is not completely painful. Pull the tabs in order. 1, look for 2, which should be right here. 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4. And 4. And it's folded down. The only thing I don't really like is this seat belt that comes down right here, but it's a minor discomfort for everything else that it has to offer. This is the center seat belt, because there are 3 seat belts. Shut the hatch, there's a button, and it will close itself. Just to go back and recap the second row here, and while my camera decided to mess up, getting in behind a seat set for myself, not that bad. Really good leg room, couple of fingers, and the rear seat DVD, which isn't going to show anything because I don't have any movies in the disc player. It does say disc 1 and disc 2 because it has the option for an optional Blu-ray player, which would be disc 2. However, I don't have that because this is the base model. So it does have this nice little light up here, and I really can't tell you what it's called, or I don't remember. It's not showing right now, but it does show during the night. It just kind of glows. I can't even remember what color it is. But, and this is what it looks like with the seats folded down in the back. All that room. So that's just a basic overview of the vehicle. I say, you know, it's a nice car. It has a lot to offer on the inside. On the outside, it looks like another minivan, but on the inside, it's definitely a nice car. Something that I don't mind driving, and I'm not a minivan kind of person. So this car goes back in a couple of days. Maybe I'll have something else to review for you soon, but this has been the Chrysler Town & Country 2014. This is the touring model, the lowest model that they offer, and I enjoy it thoroughly. I really do. It's a nice vehicle. And it did everything we needed it to do for our vacation. We went for a week to Myrtle Beach, and we drove this car everywhere. We picked it up on well, it had 2,000 something miles, and we're at 4153 now, and just keep on moving. Just to kind of give you a little idea of how this works, just briefly, your radio setting takes you to AM, FM, and satellite. As you can see, you can go to media, which will take you to hard disk drive, disc, and auxiliary. Hard disk drive, I've preloaded a few songs into it already. Disc is for either your DVD player or CD player, whichever you decide to use. Auxiliary would be my phone, which would end the video. So, it's pretty much the same thing. Go to My Files and look at your pictures, music, everything on the hard drive. Does have a built-in hard drive, if I didn't mention that. We'll go back to radio and hit satellite. And I'm going to go do some things for the day. As far as this goes, lots of cup holders. Here, two here, two here. There's like a storage thing that I've got a couple of USB sticks in, a business card. You can pull this back and there's where your DVDs go. Plenty of storage for that. This entire console comes out, so you can pull this bottom lever and release it from actually being mounted to the car. So that's cool. It does have a storage container here. Does have storage in the glove box, obviously. It's a big car. It's got plenty to offer. And this being the lowest, cheapest model offered in this particular car, I have to say that they did a really good job with it. There's a lot of different things that they offer on the higher level trim levels, but they did a really good job with this one, and I'm satisfied. So hopefully I'm not completely out of focus here, and I will try to show you guys a little bit of this. And that's how the backup camera works. So, I'm going to hit the road now. See you guys later. I made this video a couple of days earlier, and it was in the rain. It looked a lot better in my opinion, but the camera cut off about mid-recording, and I didn't finish it, so I just remade it. So here at the end, I'll put the half of the video that I made to begin with before my camera shut off as sort of a blooper reel for you guys. Today we'll take a look at the 2014 Chrysler Town & Country, and I found an old abandoned building to do it in front of. My intentions were to go to the Parkway, but as you can see the mountain back there, or rather can't see the mountain back there, it was way too foggy to even think about doing a video. It is raining, so I'm going to do a quick walk around, and we'll jump in, talk about the inside. It does feature one-touch automatic windows for both the front windows. The back windows do roll down as well, something you don't normally see in a minivan. This one will crack the very back third row windows. Much like the Dodge, it shows your two green lights, one for fog lights, one for headlights, and the speedometer configuration, as you can see there, that I have it set to do. Gear shifter is here. As you'll notice, the Uconnect looks a little different, and we'll go over that in just a minute. But one of the great features of this car is the rear view camera, and that really does help a lot. I just ran over something. That was great. I knew there was something back there, and I probably shouldn't run it over. I don't know what it was, but anyway. You got your clock that, you know, Chrysler puts in all their vehicles. The dual climate control, you can set a temperature for each side of the vehicle. And the middle 71 is the rear seat temperature. It does have an economy mode. I don't really know what that does. I've tried it with it, I've tried it without it. The shifting pattern seems a little different with it on, but other than that, your hazards. Does have a 115 power outlet in the back. Oh, it'd help if I put the camera down there so you can see what I was doing. And then there's traction control off. Here's your rear control button. You push this and this tells you your rear temperature, and I can set it to whatever temperature I want. I can control the fan speed. Then I hit rear again to put it back to the front. I can turn my side up, turn this side down, or I can hit sync and it will sync all of them to my preference. Inside air conditioning, just an auto button to have it choose, you know, the fan speed, which I like that one particularly. Your center console features a lot of storage. As you can see, I've got my memory cards and my sunscreen and a couple of cup holders here, everywhere you need cup holders. Down here I've got DVDs because this is a big storage area and it does have a DVD player in the rear seat. And then the bottom one will actually fold back so that you can remove this entire console from the vehicle. Up top you've got your lights. This is a mirror which you can see yourself. Hi. And then, or not. And then you got your door controls. And then this turns the doors off so that they're not power anymore. It does have a garage door opener. This is the touring model, the cheapest model that Chrysler offers. And I do like it. Even the cheapest model. It does have your black with white stitching leather throughout the entire vehicle. Back seats are stow and go. Then you've got the third row, which we'll cover that in just a second. It is a car. I mean, it's a van rather. So you have to look at that. You have to understand that on the outside you're driving a van. The inside's really nice and luxurious, but on the inside it still is a van. It does have power sliding doors for all of the rear doors. And here are just a look in the back there. Someone's car alarm's going off. This is a DVD player that folds down. That can be seen from both back seats. I think factory it comes with a remote, but this one doesn't have one. The rear air controls. Then you've got a couple of storage compartments up top. No rear DVD for the third row. As with the doors, the trunk does open automatically. I would say this is a lot of trunk space, considering it does go down. I have jumper cables, you never know. These seats will actually fold back, and I've got this one folded down for some reason. These seats will actually fold back, and you can sit on the back part over this and have a nice dry sitting area. I don't guess that's anything. I haven't really messed with this part of the car. And then here's like a flashlight. Well, I can't get it out, but it's a flashlight that charges by the car. And same for this side. The door is automatic. I'll go ahead and close it because we're not really needing to go over there, and it's still raining. Beeps to let you know that the door is closing It does have sensors. Now we'll cover the Uconnect just a little bit. As you can see, satellite AM, FM seems pretty basic, but then there's a whole other media option, which goes disk and hard disk drive. Also works with the auxiliary when your phone's plugged in through the USB. Hard disk drive, I've already loaded some songs in. The audio system is unbelievably well for a minivan. You've got your tracks. Let's go back to, oh, wrong one, satellite. Hope you can see that all right. And I've got my favorites set up here, but you can turn your favorites off and it'll show this, just the Chrysler logo, or you can hit it, actually hit the I, and it'll show the channel name, song name, all that information. I like to keep it on presets because these are my favorite channels. I can just hit any one. It does have the paddle controls like the Dodge vehicle. I don't know if you can actually see that, but behind the steering wheel. And all the controls on the steering wheel are exactly like the Dodge, just with a nice big bold Chrysler logo instead. I have to say that I am a big Chrysler fan, so getting this vehicle, I requested, you know, we needed a minivan for, we're going to the beach. We leave tomorrow, actually. And I requested a Chrysler. I said, it has to be a Chrysler. I mean, even the base level Chrysler, which this is, the Touring, the lowest level of the ones they offer. Even this one is standard. Leather seats, standard rear seat DVD, standard backup camera. All this stuff that comes with this vehicle. Now, I don't think the backup camera is actually standard, but in this particular one, it was. So, that's just a huge plus for me. I wanted a nice vehicle to drive, and I've drove it for a week already. I like to drive a car for about a week to get used to it before I actually take it on a road trip. That's what we've done. And that's where the video ends. I hope you guys enjoyed.